to be here with you on this Shabbat of Pesach. And yeah, I hope you've had a good holiday so far.
All right. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're going to start with this words from this poem by Chaim Nachman Bialach. Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shalom. Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shalom. Shalom, Malachei Shalom. Shalom, Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Shalom. Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Hayom, Malachei Shalom.
All right. So, as these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. So if you have your Shabbat candles with you, go ahead and pull these out. Rabbi Molly told me a funny story about her little one, Alice, that she just gets so excited to light Shabbat candles on Shabbat evening. So here we go. This is lighter number 2. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav metzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Now, hopefully you have our symbol of joy, a nice full glass of wine, grape juice, whatever, and sing with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziyat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim. And of course, our motzi tonight is not over challah, but instead over matzah. So if you have a piece of matzah, I'm over my carbs for today. But hold that matzah high and sing with us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. All right. So I'm going to ask for some readers tonight. Vivian, would you like to read this for us?
Sure. It grows dark. I light 2 candles and drink a sip of wine, and the world changes for one day if I let it. There will be music and friendship and food if I allow it. There will be Torah and wisdom and goodness if I permit it. There will be quiet and napping and deep rest if I open up to it. There will be study and expansion and new ideas if I consent to it. There will be prayer and blessings and meditation if I give in to it. There will be hope and renewal and clarity if I walk toward it. If I let it, if I allow it, if I permit it, if I open up to it, the world changes for one day. Shabbat happens if I let it.
Zamru Ladonai, Zamru Ladonai Bechino, Zamru Ladonai Bechino Kol Zima. We're going to continue with the Lechato D that Josh taught us. I know he taught it a few weeks ago in Shabbat, and we just, our Tefillah Tidbits video this week taught this melody from Josh Warsawski. Lechato D likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Lechato D likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת ולחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לקראת שבת לכוונך כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נשוך סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובסוד עולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי כלה בואי כלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. We're going to remain standing as we continue with the Baruch Hu, our call to worship, and we face east. Be seated.
All right, let's see. Randy Hyde, will you read this for us? Oh, you're muted, Randy. There you
This
go.
is the hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
Beautiful. Thank you, Randy.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Avta, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, V'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ad. Ki hem hayenu, V'yorech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. And we move from our prayer of gratitude for God giving us the Torah in abounding love to Shema Ve'ahavta, reminding ourselves how that we are all connected in unity through God, and that we show our love for God by following the mitzvot. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ad.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai V'yitem kedoshim l'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Asher hotzeiti etchem מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. All right. Cara, would you read this for us?
Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, and earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and generations to come, the song of the land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, for soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Thank you, Cara.
Move from Michamocha, our prayer, our song of gratitude for being redemption to Hashki Venu, recognizing that even though there are so many ways in which we are free, that there's still so much that we need protection from, and we ask for God to create a shelter of peace, a sukkah shalom over us. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom Hamidenu Shomreinu Shomreinu l'chaim Frosalenu Sukkot, Sukkot Shlomecha. I close my eyes, my thoughts they rise up to the sky. Another day gone by. So in my sleep, save my soul, you'll keep. Ashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom Hamidenu Shomrenu Shomrenu L'Chaim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Sukkot Shlomecha. You're going to rise now and join together in the Amidah. Again, facing east and rising if you're able. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Haste Avot v'Imahot, Umevi Gula Lifnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atagi bor le'lam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia, Morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rafeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha b'gevorot, umido mehalach, melech mimi tu mechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai, mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shim hakadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu chasala, Baruch ata Adonai hakadosh. We are going to take a few moments now for silent prayer, and then we'll come back together for Yehi L'Ratzon. Yehiyu leratzon imrefi ve'yom libi lefanecha Adonai tzori Adonai suri ve'goali
So we turn our thoughts now to those who are in need of God's healing blessing, those who have asked us as a community for their prayers and well wishes as they enter into a recovery. And this evening, we're asking God not only to be mindful of our loved ones, but also we're asking ourselves to be mindful of them, to remember that we are very much a part of their healing. So this evening, we ask for healing on Valentina Darachovsky, Azrael Early, Rohan Early, Tara Landry, Myra Masig, Patricia Shapiro, Orly Sherman, Amy Thornton, Deborah Newmans-Castengay, Lindsay Robinson, Laura Armstrong, Stacy Hetzel, Diane Turner, Michael Sirkinpool, Jacqueline Tara Smith, Kalina Suzawa, Deborah Rose, Liliana Oxsmith, Hans Wheel, Phil Grinker, Terry Callett, Pam Shane Johnson, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Sherry Schnabel, Carlene Ackerman, Scott Bush, Lisa Bush, Sarah Rose, Mary Wilhite, Beverly Harrison Tonda, Ann Bernstein, Mayrav Frank, Ida Marks, and Elaine Packman. Are there other names? We continue on page 253 if you're davening in your siddur at home with the words of our Misha Berach prayer.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So Pesach is known as many things. Our Chag HaMatzot, our festival of matzah, our season of joy, our season of freedom. And I want to lift up one thing that has given me a lot of joy, not just this season, for many, many months. And that is our incredible group of conversion students. As I've told many of you, we've had rather an odd phenomenon at TBT, where over the past year, which normally we have 4 or 5 people seeking conversion in a year. Instead, this year we've had over 25. And there are more people asking about conversion every day. So we're going to have to start another conversion class very soon because our third one this year is about to finish up at the end of the month. But the people within our community who join us by choice, who convert to Judaism, regardless of how unusual, difficult, enigmatic Judaism can sometimes be, and irrespective of anti Semitism, especially a rise in anti Semitism lately, they decide they want to throw their lot in with the Jewish people. And not only do they join us, but often they are our most valued members. Our next president of Temple B'nai Torah is going to be Amy McGinnis. We have some incredible conversion candidates that she is right now working with to make sure that their process is smooth and meaningful, along with Joe Trotty, another one of our amazing volunteers and regulars at TBT. But all of these 25 candidates have in some way over the past year shown up in big ways and in small for TBT. We had conversion students come to our meeting with the city of Bellevue and speak on behalf of the Jewish value of welcoming the stranger. We had many of our conversion students come and participate in our virtual Seder this year. One who even told a story for our second night of Passover, Jermaine Berkeley. There are just so many ways that they're involved, but I'm especially excited right now during this Passover season because they've brought so much new energy and so many incredible ideas. So this year we're doing more for our conversion students than we have in the past because A, there's so many of them, but also we're in a very strange place. 15 of the 25 are ready for conversion. 15 of the 25. And we can't complete their conversion because we don't have a mikvah. The Orthodox mikvah that we normally use in Seward Park is closed to all but those in the Orthodox community for family purity reasons. So we are continuing with classes. Amy and Joe are doing these amazing one-on-ones. Rabbi Molly and I are meeting with each student each month. And it's not that we're making them bide their time, but we kind of are because we just can't complete their conversions just yet. And so Cara Dayarin came up with this amazing idea to do a conversion retreat. So this summer, we are going to take all of our conversion students out somewhere for a weekend of learning. And we're going to take them near a body of natural water, God willing, a warmer body of natural water. And we are going to complete their conversions. It's going to be a very special time. But I want to sort of in the spirit of our storytelling that Rabbi Molly put together for our second night of Pesach, I want to tell you a cautionary tale of mikvah at a natural body of water. So it was about a week before my ordination as a rabbi. And all of the rabbis that I was studying with at the time in my rabbinical class wanted to go to the mikvah and have this opportunity as we start afresh in our new lives as rabbis. And so the mikvah was that opportunity to start afresh and anew. And many of my friends in New York had gone to the beautiful Mayim Chaim mikvah all together and had this amazing moving experience. Los Angeles doesn't have quite the same style of liberal mikvah. So my friend Laura Braisley, who's also a senior rabbi out on the East Coast, we decided we didn't need a liberal mikvah. We had the Pacific Ocean. So one day we concocted to go out onto a nearby beach, Manhattan Beach, in Los Angeles. Manhattan Beach in Los Angeles. And what we were going to do is we were going to wade out. We had one-piece bathing suits, which, by the way, if you're going to do this, one-piece bathing suit is not the way to go. But we were going to wade out. We were going to get really deep, whip the suits off really quick, dunk, dunk, whip them back on. And there, mikvah complete in the way God intended, in a natural body of water. What we didn't intend is the day we went to the beach for our mikvah, surf was up. I didn't know what that meant until that day, because I'm not a surfer. But the waves were punishing. As we got to the beach, we saw that not only were there these humongous waves, but there were so many surfers out. We were going to have to play a little bit of dodge 'em. But we weren't deterred. We waded out and we got deeper and deeper and deeper. And as we got deeper and the waves got higher, we both had a little trepidation. We looked at each other like, are we really going to do this? Yes, we were really going to do it. So we waded out further and further. I was a swimmer in high school. I knew I could do this. But when I swam in high school, there was no need to take off my bathing suit in the middle of the pool. So this was a different challenge. So we waded out. We were very deep. There were surfers all around us, and we were so concerned that we wouldn't have any privacy. So we went deeper and deeper. And we could hear from the shore, the lifeguard, from the loudspeaker, blaring something at us. We had no idea what they were saying. We were too focused on our task, Laura and I, and too focused on not drowning. So we finally find a fairly calm, not calm, but a secluded spot. And we start sort of wrestling with the bathing suits. And I don't know what it must have looked like from the beach, but clearly the lifeguards thought we were drowning. And so within minutes, a guard pulled up right next to us on a Sea-Doo, looked down, looked back up and said, "What the hell are you doing?" We weren't going to explain to them at that moment what was going on. So instead, we very hurriedly tried to put the bathing suit back up. And he said, "You need to get out of here. You're going to drown. This is too dangerous." And so Laura and I, having not really completed our mikvah, swam back to shore and dejectedly drove back to Hebrew Union College in South Central Los Angeles. I tell you this story because A, I'm not going to do this to our conversion candidates. They will all survive their experience. But B, sometimes in Judaism, you have to really want it. You have to really want it because it's not easy. And sometimes the rules are difficult and inscrutable. And we do face anti-Semitism. In Judaism, sometimes what we're asked to do is incredibly hard. And for those people who are willing to do it, not despite the fact that it's hard, but because it is hard, because there's a challenge, and there's a value in that challenge, we embrace them fully. We welcome them into our fold, and we are so enriched by the life and the energy and the vitality they give us. Laura and I were not converts. Converts would have been way smarter and not done this stupid thing. But as we look onto this summer and we had so many new souls to our community, I've got to say that I feel like a very blessed rabbi to be able to take them on this journey. And I promise not to drown them. Ken Yehi Ratzon, be this God's will. Amen. So before we move to the conclusion of our service, I wanted to just take a moment. Does anybody have any simchas tonight? Any joyous events that they want to share with the congregation? It can be little, it can be big. I know Cliff Cantor's parents, I think the week before last, the 25th, March 25th, celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary. And we're going to do something big for them soon. But anything else that you all want to share with the congregation? Frankie.
Good, Boogie. It's her birthday.
61.
61.
61st birthday.
Yes.
Love. Happy
Yep.
birthday. Thanks, Frankie. What other simchas? My little one started preschool this week. He's also now running 103 fever. But we take the joys with the oys.
I have one, Rabbi.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Yeah, I've had my second shot, finally. Hooray, yes. Feels so good. You feel so free, you know, that you can sort of face life a little safer right now. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I know Rabbi Molly had hers, what, day before yesterday? Yeah. She had her second. I get my second this week.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
What other joys? Are you having trouble remembering any joys over the past week because you're just full bloated with matzah? No. Okay. So, Rabbi Molly, if there's no other joys to share, Rabbi Molly is going to bring back our virtual Siddur, and we will head toward the conclusion of our service. We're on page 282, and if you're able, please rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד. You may be seated. So as we do on every Shabbat evening, we remember the folks in our lives who have made them worth living. We remember them not as an act of mourning, but as an act of joy that God gave us this gift of someone to love. So this evening we remember Manny Weiser, best friend of our congregant Andy Held. Also Charlotte Rosenbaum, mother of Kim Rosenbaum, and Sidney Adler, the father of Richard Adler. We also remember the yard sites of Fred Anders, Robert Samuel Arnstein, Mildred Brieger, Samuel Exton, Ted Feinsilver, Philip Flash, Milton Friedlander, Lawrence Kahn, Ella Q, Siegfried Nathan, Abraham Solomon Negrin, Charles Bud Paul, Helen Rosen, D. Loris Rosenberg, Jean Rosenblit, David Schur, Richard C. Silver, Rabbi Jacob Singer, Myron Spring, Mildred Tallman, Danny Turr, Esther Vinico, and Diane Wolfe. Are there other names? We rise now as we are able in solidarity with all who are mourning tonight to say together in ancient words, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yirotei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaychon u'vyomachon u'v'chaye dechol beit Israel, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitparar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nachamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Ehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'merumav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'imru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Before we conclude, Michael, did you want to make any announcements on behalf of the board?
Sure. Let me see. I'm not sure if folks can see me. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Just wanted to give you your weekly reminder to check your Thursday email, which has not only lots of great information about TBT, but all the links we need in this information age to take part. And then I just wanted to highlight a couple that are worth taking note of. There's an event for Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day. A speaker, a Holocaust survivor, Charlotte Wolheim. There's a registration link. The event is Thursday, April 8th at 10:30. So take a look there. And also, there's going to be a training session for the Community Loaves Project, which I'm sure you'll be hearing about more. In fact, I think Arnie and Andy are here, and I'm not sure if I saw Greg. But that's on Sunday, April 11th. It's a program where volunteers bake bread at home and donate it to local food pantries. So sounds like a great program for us to get involved in. And again, there'll be a training session. There's a Zoom link in the email. So thank you, Rabbi Sidney and Rabbi Molly, for a really peaceful and relaxing end of the week. And wish everyone a nice evening. And again, Shabbat Shalom.
Michael.
I just want to note there are two Yom HaShoah things happening on April 8th. So there is one at 10:30. I would want to note that I think that's the Endless Opportunities one. And then the community one with all the synagogues is at 12. Both great opportunities to hear survivors speak. And in just a few weeks on April, and now of course I'm blank, April 16th, we're having our Biddy Alumni Shabbat. So if you have any maybe grown adults now, but who were once in Biddy, then send them, check your email for info on that. We have some special Biddy swag that we're sending out, and we'll have opportunities for the Biddy alumni to get a chance to hang with each other before our Shabbat service begins. And Michaela is going to be joining us for that to lead our music, which will be wonderful. We all miss Michaela. So that should be a wonderful Shabbat in just a few weeks. Rabbi Sidney, do you want to add anything?
No, I would just say that coming up, there's a lot of things sort of in motion. So obviously, we're going to be welcoming our folks from Tent City soon. Um, we don't have firm details because it depends on when we get issued our permit, but we have an expected date that we're not going to publicize because we don't know 120% yet. But if you want to volunteer to help move them in and you are available on weekdays, because it's most likely going to be a weekday, please let Marnie, Bud, and Cara Dierin know. They are basically organizing everything with Tent City. There are other volunteers working with them, but they are your point people. I think Marnie specifically is the point person for everything involving Tent City 4. And also, Cara and her husband this past weekend set up our little pantry, which is so cute. And it is a way of making food more accessible to the hungry so that they don't have to make their way and stand in line at a food pantry. If they're passing by in front of our temple and they're hungry, they can grab themselves some food. And I saw another one nearby at the Lutheran church where near where we live. And so if you have non-perishable food items that are unopened, please feel free to drop them off at the temple, and we will stock our little pantries so those who are hungry can come and eat.
All right. So Shabbat is supposed to be a little taste of the world to come over our redeemed world. And I'm sure, like many of you, this has been a really tough week with the trial of Derek Chauvin, watching that and listening to the testimonies of kids, really, who witnessed the murder of George Floyd. And between that and then an officer being killed at the Capitol today, these are the moments when you might feel like, what's the point? Just feels like we're one thing after another. Mass shootings, we're getting just inundated with horrible things happening, and yet what I've always loved about Judaism is that these are the moments when we're reminded that we can't give up, and that we have to be optimistic even in the most painful moments, and maintain a sense of hope. So I thought of this song tonight in relation to that, reminding us that, if not now, when? If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or this place in time again. If not now, tell me when. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. I see sorrow and trouble in this land. Although there will be struggle, we'll make the change we can. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or this place in time again. If not now, tell me when. I may never see the promised land. I may never see the promised land. And yet we'll make the journey and walk it hand in hand. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. If not now, tell me when. We may never see this moment or this place in time again. If not now, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're going to go and turn off our live feed. So if you have been joining us on YouTube and Facebook, Shabbat Shalom. Come to the Zoom feed and schmooze with us on our little post-service oneg. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.